Hey mate, today we're going through how best to train your push-up without letting shoulder impingement get in the way. Okay, so let's start off with what actually is shoulder impingement. So it's this sharp pain that appears in the front of our shoulder. The general theory is that it's your shoulder going too far forward in the shoulder capsule. So, and that's what's causing that kind of like that pinching feeling. Is that exactly what's really happening structurally? Well, to be honest, maybe not. It could be something else. Anyway, here are we're going to go through a few things that you can do to basically warm up before your workout, and also just a few things to look out for that may cause your shoulders to basically make that impingement worse while you're working out. So before we do any kind of change or we start trying different things with the body, we need to make sure we know if something is working or not working. And that's why we need to test things. That's how I work with my clients, and that's how I know if I'm getting somewhere, if I'm getting nowhere fast. So the first test is a basic shoulder impingement test. So that's just popping your hand over here, making sure that your hand's not over here, you want it right over the shoulder, and you're just gonna gently lift up, okay? And if you get shoulder impingement or you're getting a bit of a pinchy feeling in the front of your shoulder, you should get it right in the front there, okay? And then we try the other side, lifting up. Oh, I get a bit of pain, I get a bit of discomfort. That's your test to test after. Otherwise, if you've got something like a specific move, you might be reaching a certain way, that could be your own special test that you can do before you do this ball release, and then you do it after your ball release to actually see if something worked or didn't work. I generally find that if they've got a bit of pain in the front of the shoulder, usually there's an issue in the back of the shoulder. This isn't going to work for everyone, but it's going to work for most of you. That's why we do the testing before and after to see if it actually works or if it doesn't work. Okay, so the first thing, you grab the ball like so. So the spot we're going to hit is, this is your armpit right here. Now I want you to roll that just down until you hit where the tricep is connecting with your lat, okay? So there's a bit of a spot, a bit of a crevice right in there, okay? So we're gonna place that ball in there and then roll onto it, okay? So you're in a bit of a beach pose. Kind of roll around, move around until you find a bit of a sore bit. So you can find your sorest spot. Now, if you're having a bit of pain, quite a bit of pain in your shoulder, you should find a really sore or sensitive spot. So I've found something that's a little bit sensitive about here. Once you've found your spot, you can roll left to right just to ease into it, desensitize the area going forward and backwards. It's up to you. But this is where you're going to get the most bang for buck here, okay? So you're going to have your arm out front like this. And we're just going to rotate that arm into internal rotation like this, and then going external as far as you can. Oh, I can really feel that at the back there. So if we just go a couple reps here, go to 5 to 10 reps, moving forwards and backwards like that. Then we can go to a different angle. We can actually bring the elbow out front, right out front there, and going internal and external rotation. And just kind of test the waters and see which gives you the most relief and which doesn't, okay? You can even go right up close, internal and external rotation. Just find out which bits give you the most relief and really focus on that before you move on to the next thing. Okay, so for this next one, it's going to address the pain and discomfort a little bit, but just in a little bit of a different way. So if the ball doesn't work out, maybe this might too. So it just addresses the problem of people's shoulder just rolling forward. What we're attempting to do is with a kettlebell is to drive that shoulder back, okay, and down into the socket, into a place where it feels a lot more comfortable for shoulders rather than going far forward. Okay, so the way we do this one is we grab a kettlebell like so, get that in the rack position, make sure knuckles up, nice and stacked like so. We're going to press that kettlebell, make sure we're pressing it right over the shoulder, don't want it too far forward or down. So what we're trying to do, a lot of people with the having that impingement is they'll be quite far forward in there. What we're trying to do is get that down towards the floor and then pushing it down towards our hips, okay? It's just a really nice position for us, and it's going to teach you how to pack your shoulder. In other words, just put your shoulder in a better position, more comfortable position, so that you're less likely to get pain or discomfort while you train in the gym. So what we're focusing in on this one is keeping the kettlebell up here. You can use 10 to 12 kilos. We're going to bend our legs just so that if we have them straight, we don't end up doing something like this, okay? And if we focus on our elbow, we're going to rotate that elbow towards our hip and then towards our head. At the same time, trying to keep that shoulder blade down towards our hip and then towards the floor a little bit, okay? So we're just going rotating left to right, just kind of working that shoulder, working those muscles. Should feel your lat working and whatnot. What we don't want to do is just be, shrugging up. We want to keep everything packed down towards the hips, like so, okay? And when we're rotating from the elbow and not the wrist, because if I rotate the wrist, you can see that the shoulder's not actually doing anything. You've got to bring your elbow with you, bring the whole shoulder joint with you, okay? So give that one a go, see if it works. Make sure to test and retest before we move on to the next step. Okay, so now that we've given your body a bit of relief from the pain in your shoulder, we've put the shoulder in a better position, this is, now we just need to reteach you how to put your shoulder in the right spot before you're doing something like a push-up or bench press, okay? So this is just teaching you really how to pack the shoulder. So we get into all fours on this, okay? If you're finding for this that you're finding it really hard to get your your back upright, what I would do is I'll just pop up my video suggestion up here for my T-spine release video, because you might be a bit jammed up in your upper back, okay? So check that out if you're really jammed up. So what we do is we're going all fours and we're just going to practice getting our shoulders out of that front forward position. And the way we do that is we can start off in a crappy position. Just watch out if this gives you pain. You don't have to shrug all the way out, just a little bit. So you can start off in a bit of a crappy position, and what you're going to do is just pull that shoulder blade down, okay? You can have a little bit of an arch in your back, that's okay, but you're going to start shrugging up and then pulling those shoulders towards your hips. What we don't want to do is arch way too much in our lower back or start squeezing or letting our chest drop through our body. We just want to shrug up, straight up with our shoulders, and then shrug all the way down. Think a wide back or a big flat back, okay? So shrugging all the way up and then down, okay? The other piece you have to look at is what I'm doing with my elbows. So what I'm doing here is as I'm shrugging up or coming back down, is I'm actually turning my elbows forwards, okay? So I'm screwing my hands into the floor. So what I'll do is actually shrug all the way up and then shrug all the way down. And at the same time, I'm twisting those elbows forward, and that's really getting my lats all fired up. So once you've done this one, we'll move on to how you can bring this into your push-up. Okay, so now we move on to actually doing the push-up. So what we're going to do to make sure that we're setting up the push-up correctly and that we're going to have a less likelihood of getting pain or discomfort while we're doing it is follow a specific sequence that we follow for every push-up. So that's coming back to the quadruped packing drill that we just did before on all fours, okay? So the way we do that is we get ourselves into that quadruped look here. We want to make sure we've got a neutral spine, not too much here, not too much there. So what we'll do is we shrug up, we shrug down, I point the back of my elbows forward so my lats are nice fired out. So we've got our shoulders, we've ticked that box there. And then we step out like so onto one foot, squeezing our butt, and then onto the other foot. And as you can see, I'm in a really good position here and ready to do my push-up. And the way we do the push-up is we try to imagine we're pulling our body towards the floor and pushing our chest forward beyond our hands. So rather than going straight down, I'm actually pulling forwards, and the bottom of my chest is hitting where my thumbs or my palms are. So from there I can just press up like so and finish the push-up in a great position. What we don't want to do with the push-up is make sure that our shoulders are in a crappy position. And there's usually two ways that people do that. So the first thing is when they're at the top of the push-up, is they don't drop forward with their chest. They don't go that way. What they do is they just go straight down like so. And what happens there is your elbows have to flare out. And that just means that your shoulder is more prone to rolling forward into the ground. And you're more likely to get pain in the front of your shoulder. The other way of doing it is people will have a big arch in their upper back. Okay, so when they press down, their shoulder's not in a great position. And again, they're up like this, and the shoulder's more likely to go forward in the socket. Again, leading to more pain. So just watch out for those two cues. All right, so there you go. So I've shown you quite a few exercises and drills that you can do. What I would do if you're getting a bit of that pain and the discomfort in the front there, I'd really start focusing on those first two things just to get your shoulders feeling a bit better. Once you've got them feeling a bit better, they feel like this test doesn't hurt as much, then I would move on to hitting your push-up and doing the quadruped packing drill, okay? So for example, what you could do is do your quadruped packing drill, say anywhere from 10 to 15 reps of that, so you really get a good idea, and superset that with your actual push-up, okay? And then just making sure to keep in mind with the push-up that you're not making those two mistakes that I mentioned there. Keep supersetting both of those. Over time, you will get better, but if you do experience pain or discomfort, do not keep going on. Go back to the first two exercises and see if you get relief. If you're still not getting relief, I would definitely go get yourself checked out by someone who's professional so you can get on top of it a lot quicker. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below and give me a thumbs up. I've also got a special guide for people who are just getting over injuries. Like if you've got pain in the front of your shoulder and you want to return to the gym, this is a perfect guide for you. It's called the 7 Lifts to Bulletproof Your Body After Injury. I'm going to pop that down in the link down below. And also just tell me about if you've got shoulder impingement or you experience shoulder pain, why not drop a comment below and let me know what helped you out, or if the exercises below did actually help with the pain and you could get back into training and doing your push-up. Anyway, this is Adam from Adam Moot Therapy, and I help people return to the gym and stay there.